Hi everybody, it's Christine Bertram and I'm coming to you live from the Hive on a rainy day here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Sunny in Utah. Enjoy that sun, Lynn. Lynn Beasley. I'm happy that you have a sunny day there. We knew that we were getting rain all day today, and if you can tell, it looks kind of maybe darker in here than it does in the past videos. It has been like raining since we woke up this morning early. I think it started sometime in the middle of the night. Hi, Kathy Jackson from Iola. Hi, Jenna Helms. No, and it's rainy there today for you too. Yes, it sure is. I think the whole state is getting a lot of rain. Hi, Deb Norman. Thanks for telling everybody to hit the thumbs up. Hi, Susan Ray Hendricks. Hi, Deanne. Cooler and a bit rainy. Yes, definitely rainy here today as well. Hi, Karen Wetstein. Who else do we have here? Hi, Patricia Settle. Hi, Linda Hunt. Hi, Susan Bellamy. There's Gwen Goda. I have little wee whittle ones down here. I'm trying to get up on the chair. Hi, Sharon Land. Oh, sunny in hot Oregon. I love it. So I've got Honeybee here behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it, but Tigger and I were fighting for the chair. Which way do I gotta go? There's his leg. Okay, so there's that. And there's his head. So I just moved him. Hi, Darrell. Hi, Angelique. He was over the entire thing, like the entire chair. Hi, Jean Maxwell. And I said, Tigger, we got to make a deal here. You can't have the whole chair. We can share it. So I kind of just picked him up and like plopped him further back. So we'll see how long he puts up with me wiggling and moving around on the chair, right? So, and then his paw is hanging over. And so little Honey is trying to bat up at him. So we'll see how this goes. But they are here, you guys. Hunky's around somewhere as well. Oh, he's in the chair over there. So they're all here. We're all good. Hi, Ileana. Hi, Sue Spigner. Hi, Susan Wormley. Hi, Diane Myers. We actually, you guys, yesterday it was kind of a dreary afternoon here for us too. I am not a nap taker. I will tell you, I take very few naps. I probably take 2 or 3 naps in a year. Because I don't do naps. I can't do a 15 to 20 minute cat nap. By the time I fall asleep, I'm more crabby, I think, when I wake up. So I can only take a nap if I know that I have 2 to 3 hours to really take a nap. And that means I really need it bad. Hi, Jennifer Summers. Hi, Lisa Kendler from Kenosha. Yay. Hi, Mary Carls. So yesterday was a napping kind of an afternoon. And it was kind of awesome. All 3 of the cats slept with us in the bed, and we were all taking cat naps. It was the joke that we were all doing our cat naps. So yesterday was kind of a drearier day. In the later afternoon, we got rain. So, and it's supposed to rain. My mom said 2 inches today. So yes, lots of rain coming our way. Oh man. Hi, Carol Lanis. I hope your wrist, I think it was your wrist or your elbow. I hope the surgery went well a couple weeks ago and you're healing up nicely. Hi, Jennifer Jones. So we have some really cute cards for you guys to make today. Let's Just Stamp featuring the Playing in the Rain stamp set is what we're going to be doing. I'll drop the camera so you guys can see at least what we're doing. I apologize. So I schedule all my live from the Hive reminder posts, and this one I used a template and it had 6 p.m. in there. So I confused a couple of you gals, I think. Hi, Hilda Nell. Hi, Julie Bierschbach. Class is always, when I do Let's Just Stamp, it's always at 1 o'clock. Like, I don't have more nights to do more night classes. So this class is one that I do at 1 o'clock. And I was looking ahead till September. And in September, I'm actually doing it, I think, on a Tuesday. So I think it's a little bit wonky because we have the big the Autumn Creative Escape next month. And there aren't a lot of classes in the front half of the month because it takes a lot to prepare and prep for the, I'm sitting on his tail, poor guy. I'm so sorry, Tigger. It takes a lot to prep. So it's a lot to get a big escape done like that, especially when I'm looking to have about 120 some people attending this time, which was about 20 more than last year. So pretty crazy. Oh, you guys, he left, so I can sit back now. Yay. All right. So I got my seat back. Okay. And he's got it really warm for me. All right. So we're going to do Playing in the Rain. This is our class now. We've been doing it over 2 years. Diane Bogenhagen does the in-person version, and she's actually doing it in person tomorrow night. So if you're local to the Fond du Lac area and would like to do this class in person with Diane, she's a great teacher. We designed the cards together. She'll be doing it at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. And then I have 3, I think 2 or 3 left of this class, in case anybody sees these cards today and you're like, oh man, I wish I would have gotten these cards. I think I have a couple left. So it was a good day to nap with the kitties. You are so correct. I think if I have to look back in my memory bank, that was probably the third nap I took this year. So it felt really good to have a Sunday where it's like, okay, well, if I don't get this done and if I don't get this done, it's not the end of the world, right? And so a nap was needed. I just couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. So 1 month, slowly, 1 more month with therapy in the cast, but getting better, but it still hurts. Oh, okay, well, at least it's getting better. That's the important thing. And Deb is looking forward to the escape. Yes, I am so excited. You guys, there's a lot of you that are doing the escape with me. The process of designing the cards is starting this week. And by Sunday, my plan is to have all of the make and takes designed so that if somebody was still on the fence about signing up, I still have about 15 spots left, and you could potentially get one of them. Hi, Cindy Runtry. Hi, Mary Lemke. So let me see here. Oh, I'm gonna do roll call really quick, and we'll go through our names. So you guys, when I do my classes with you online, everybody's welcome to watch. It is free to watch my YouTube lives. I do not charge for the viewing, but I do kit up a lot of classes, and I do sell them as kits that you can just pay for the kits, or sometimes classes you can get them free with a minimum $45 order, provided you use my current host code. This is one of the classes that I do every month. It's called Let's Just Stamp. It always features a stamp set, and it's one of those that you could do either or. You can get it free with an order, or you could pay for it outright. And we have 53 people that have signed up for this class already. And so this class is tailored for these 53 people to make sure that they get their cards made, make sure they get them like made up, right? Instead of putting them in the corner off to the side. But if there is anybody that has questions that's watching that doesn't have the kits, if you have questions, ask them in the comments. I like to engage and interact with people. So yeah, Angelique can't wait for the escape. She's going to be here in the Hive for the first time. All right, so we have Julie Bierschbach, Karen Wetstein, Deanna Stell, Sarah Merchant, Vicki Helms, Annette Rollin, Kate Race, Donna Grushke, Faye Nieder. Oh my goodness, honey. Really? Okay. Faye Nieder, Angela Knutson, Jenna Helms, Vicki Rodriguez, Francis Rodriguez, Randy Thompson, Carolyn Ketchmark, Debbie Gast, Pat Settle, Susan Ray Hendricks, Linda Scott, Mary Lemke, Shirley Malarkey, Sandy Wicklander, Sherry Everett, Jeannie Parker, Angelique McClendon, Karen Woods, Laura Sullivan, Connie Moore, Sherry Martin, Mary Carls, Barbara Barco, Sharon Davis, Nedra Dover, Susan Bellamy, Feline Mays, Cindy Runtree, Leslie McMinn, Linda Hunt, Gwen Goda, Kathy Jackson from Iola, Wisconsin, Vera Anderson, Marcia Dean, Lynn Beasley, Susan Wormley, Pauline Landuit, Anna Carter, Pat Fleming, Latokia Trigg, Nona Hope, Vicki Helms, Karen Cotton, and Carla Lake. You girls are rock stars. Thank you so much for taking this class with me, either by buying it right out or placing an order to get it for free. We'll do a drawing later for those that placed an order to get the class for free. When you guys use my current host code, it allows me to close workshops and get host rewards. And when I get those host rewards, that's what I use to buy the products that I need to kit up my class. It helps to offset those costs, right? And so sometimes at the end of a catalog, I end up with extra embellishments or extra ribbon. And sometimes I don't know exactly how much I'm going to need when I'm kitting up a class. I'd rather have too much and not have to call my friends or phone a friend, right? To say, hey, can you bring some stuff over? And then what I do is I give that away. So there were 19 of you who placed orders to get this class for free. So I'll do a drawing and one of you will win a door prize from this class. Yay. So Shirley's watching on her break and then she'll catch the replay later. Perfect. So that is one of the amazing things about YouTube Lives. People ask me, well, can I sign up your class and not participate and be there with you live? Laura Sullivan, why did we have such issues with you? I thought I called off your name, but maybe I didn't. The last time too. So, no, I called you off, Laura Sullivan. You were number 27. I said Karen Woods, Laura Sullivan, Connie Moore. I think I did. So you guys, you trick me when you ask me. Sometimes it might cut out too. But the good thing is, yes, Laura, you got your kits. You should have them actually. I think they were all mailed out to you last week. So the great thing about the replay, you guys, is if you can't take the class when I have the time, like I have time right now to do this class, but that means like Connie Moore, I saw in a comment that she posted that she works, she can't, and like Shirley's on her break. Well, you guys, that is the great thing about watching the replay. It's always out there. You can catch the replay to make the cards. Also, anybody, like all those 53 people, they registered with me for getting the card kits. When you get the card kits from me, you also get a PDF tutorial. And so that PDF tutorial for this class, I emailed it out to that group on Saturday. And then like for any of the extras that sign up now, I'll sign it. I send it out to you via email once you sign up. So yeah, so little perks about doing classes with me. You get the tutorial plus you get the live video or the replay of it. And we're going to make some amazing cards. So this class started off as the beginners class. We started about 2 years ago, and our goal is to not use the die cutting machine when we do these cards. Because when you're a beginner first starting out, you might not have that. It's a bigger investment when you start stamping to get the die cutting machine. And so we try to make these cards without die cutting or embossing. Now, sometimes we will throw in a punch because punches are easy enough to purchase. They're a lower ticket item where the machine is over $120. So when we design these, we keep that in mind, but that does not stop us from making extravagant cards. We love layers, we love ribbon, we love embellishments. So on these cards, you will always see lots of layers and embellishments and ribbon. So that was one of the perks of this. So the class in the beginning started off really slow because people thought it was a beginner class. Well, it is, right? But they really thought it was a beginner class where it's just like a piece of cardstock or two and a stamp and not much more. So when people learned with this class, I went from like 15 to 20 up to now I'm solidly in the 50s that are always doing this class because the card layouts are awesome. If you don't necessarily have the stamp set that I'm using for this class, you can use anything else usually. Like in this case, you will be stamping on some rectangles and some squares. And so if you don't have the Playing in the Rain stamp set that we feature for this one, what else do you have? There's lots of other things that you could stamp in there. So you don't necessarily even have to have this particular stamp set. What you get with this are some pretty awesome layouts. And with this one, we went with the Gingham Designer Series paper, which you can find in the annual catalog. And we went with our 3 favorite colors in that pack. So Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and then the Blueberry Bushel. It left a Lemon Lime Twist, which I wouldn't say it's my least favorite, but it's not definitely in the top of my favorites. And then it left Pecan Pie, which is a really pretty card, but we were going for really bright, beautiful, bold cards for this class to kind of like variation with a theme, right? Okay, so that's what we're going to be working on are these 3 cards. I realized it after I put the description. I put the description in this video. Normally I put a different description that has a link to a video that I did back about 2 years ago. And it was my very first Let's Just Stamp called Blossoms in Bloom. And if you guys have watched this class every time since, you're probably like, yep, I've seen it, I've done that. But for those that are new to me and you're maybe newer to stamping and you're not certain about stamping or what it all entails, I did a more beginner video way back, my very first video. And for the first hour of that class, I talked a lot about the ins and the outs of stamping and what you need to get started. And so I need to go back in after this class is done and I'll edit that description to include the video link. So in case anybody wants to watch it, it's there. So Laura has her kit. So yay, Laura, we didn't mess you up. It's all good. So I know that in the past I have missed your name, but you're special then when you guys, I missed your name because that means we need to talk. We need to figure it out. All right. So we are going to get started. If you guys, again, if you're newer to me just watching this class, I love the interaction and the feedback and the comments. I do give the cards away that we're making today. So I have 3 card kits here ready to go. And eventually when we get through and get caught up, these will be prizes that somebody who comments in this live feed will have an opportunity to win. And so I think I was going to start with the blue one and then go to pink and then go to green. So we're going to start with Blueberry Bushel for this one. And just a reminder to you guys, Rose's class tomorrow is at 1:30, and it's on Rose's YouTube channel called Stampin' with Rose. And so she's going to be making these 3 cards tomorrow at 1:30. Just so you don't forget, you guys, I think I have 1 or 2 spots left of that class in case anybody would still like to get that. All right. And I know you guys, oh man, this is teasing you, right? Yes, Jenna Helms, I do have spots left for the Creative Escape in person. And it changed on me. In the blink of an eye, we went from having no space on Monday to having Monday filled up and switching. And now I have, I believe, 1 spot on Saturday and 1 or 2 on Sunday. It depends if Jeannie Parker's cousin Sherry, it's Jeannie Parker's cousin Sherry, I think, if she might come or not. Then that might take 1 spot, and then I have 1 left for both Saturday and Sunday, which might work really good for you. So hi, Mary Schreiber. But yes, it all changed, and so yes, if you want to come and attend in person, Jenna, that would be phenomenal. So good question though. But I do have lots of space too if anybody wants to get the to-go box mailed to them. And I know you guys, this is, if I ask the question, do you guys want to see what we are working on? You always say yes. So I am sure that most of you are gonna be like, yep, detour, make a side quest and show us cards. So I showed you guys last week when we had class that we got the ink, paper, scissors for October done. We got the Let's Just Stamp for September done, but Diane and I just hot off the press at like 5 minutes to 12. Diane left and we finished off the order-based class. It's only an order-based class. I do it once a quarter to help me with my sales and ending the quarter as strong as possible. So this is the order-based class, and it features translucent florals. And if I ask you guys, do you want to see it? I bet everybody will raise their hand except for maybe one person. The one person's going to say, no, let's start making cards. But you know what? I think the majority wins. Call you later this. I'm watching even though I didn't. Yes, I know, Becky. You can always watch any class that I do, even if you guys don't get a card kit. That's what the awesome thing about YouTube Lives is. I don't have it set up that you have to be a subscriber and paid like to watch my videos. So yes, call me this afternoon. So you guys, are you ready for the translucent florals? Okay, I'm going to do a little side quest and share this with you. Yes, love seeing upcoming classes. Okay. I know that was, somebody was going to say that right away. So this is the stamp set that is featured for the, it's an order-based quarterly class, meaning if you're, you can only get it free with an order, right? You don't have the option to pay for it, but there is a perk to being on my team. My team is the Be Happy Stampers, and I like to give my team some perks and incentives from when it comes to like taking classes with me. And so my team has the option of paying for this class like any other normal class. And so it's like just a little bit of a team perk because I want my team to make sure that they get their sales in through themselves. And so I offer it to my team at $18 or $24 if they need it mailed. And then for anybody else, I love you. I appreciate all your orders. They help me do what I do. So this one is free with a $45 order. Hi, Jennifer Summers. Hi, Donna Gruski. Yes, please. Yes, please. Hi, Marsha Long. So you guys, everyone is going to get prettier and prettier, and I don't know which one I should show you last because I feel like they're all pretty. So they do feature this stamp set. Now, if you're not on the market to get this stamp set, Artistically Inked is what we used for the order-based class last time, back in July, and you could probably get by with that or any other flower set, right? So you will need stamps. This class is not heavily die cut intensive. It's more stamping and then die cutting out. But again, if you don't have the set, you could probably improvise. Yes, Jenna, I will put you in for the Saturday spot. So you guys, all right, so that's the stamp set. So this is first card, and we definitely pulled in the All About Autumn Designer Series paper embellishments and the ribbon. So we like married 2 things together. And so yes, in this case, you will need to have this leaf thing get stamped 3 different times and then die cut or fussy cut it out. And you'll need a sentiment for your sentiment strip right there. And then so that one's our copper clay meets early espresso. And so this is another class that's variation through a theme, right? So we did the same size designer paper almost on every one, a 2-inch strip. Now, this one's our copper with garden green. And so pretty. You'll need the leaf stamp again here and a sentiment. But you guys, all that other die cutting here and embossing is done for this class. All right. Variation by a theme, another 2-inch DSP strip, but this time we used, you guys, I keep wanting to call this Rococo Rose, but it is Moody Mauve. I get it. If I ever say Rococo Rose, you know what I mean. In this case, for this card specifically, you need a stamp here, and you need something to color your vellum flowers and your leaves. So we use blends, stamping blends, any kind of permanent marker. You can't use a water-based marker, but you need something because otherwise they're vellum. They're like more translucent, frosty color. So I love this card so much. So perfect for a wedding card, right? So no stamping except for a sentiment. And then I think that this one might be my favorite, Peacock with Blackberry Bliss. And this one again features the stamp set, you guys. With this one, you need stamps. This class, it's not where Sometimes you don't need stamps with classes with me. This one you're going to definitely need some stamps. And if they're not these, what you'll do is you'll get a piece of white cardstock, and it will be big enough for you to stamp, and I give you a template, and then you we'll fussy cut or die cut. Like in this case, these little things though, like the branches or the stems for the flowers, those will be die cut. I can't wait to meet you guys. Well, Jenna is going to be so excited to meet everybody here that day too. Yes, Mary Carls, we can definitely get you signed up for this class. So yes, you guys, so fun. Like this one used the copper ribbon, that one was the tan ribbon, and then on these two cards, we featured both of the ribbons. So I'm excited. Like they are, like, to me, so Cindy said it perfectly. Beautiful cards. They're stunning and they're just so gorgeous. I had so much fun making these. Okay, so there's a little sneaky peeky, you guys, what we've been working on. That's why I was a few minutes late for class today. Because I had to eat dinner and get things, we got done like at, probably Diane left at 10 after, I think. We finished at 5 too, but then I think it was 10 after by the time she left. So, let's see. I volunteered for a golf benefit today, so have to go. I'll finish up with the replay. All right, sounds good, Darrell. We'll catch you later. All right, you guys. So we're going to get started with making this first card. Oh, thanks, Linda Hunt. All right, so you guys, when you get a card kit from me, you're going to get everything in an envelope for that specific one. Sometimes I will put all the gems in one of the envelopes for all the cards, but sometimes I don't do that. Most of the time, if the gems get split up, so this one, your gems are all in each of the cards specifically. And we used this one, which in one case will have the rain, another case will have clouds, and then this one features the bunny, and then we'll feature the turtle on a card. We'll put the foxy, and then oh happy day on this one. And so in the tutorial that I wrote for you guys, I did say that you can use either StazOn ink or you can use Memento. So the difference, if you're wondering, like, why would I use one versus the other? Well, we are actually going to be using colors, like watercolor pencils. And when you use watercolor pencils, you're going to use a pen like this that's called a blender pen to smear the color around. And if you use a water-based pad like Memento, it risks making that ink bleed. Or if you use a pad that is called StazOn, it's permanent, and when you go across it, it won't bleed because it's permanent ink. Now, when you use StazOn, though, you need to use StazOn remover or cleaner to clean your stamps. So let's see what that looks like. So I said in the tutorial, use one or the other. I guess if you have a light hand and you can manage to not get black ink smeared all over, go for the Memento. It's easier to clean up. If you are using StazOn, you need to have the cleaner, and then it just, otherwise it will stain your stamps. When you use a Memento, like let's say you're not using colored pencils to color this in and you're using blends, then you definitely want to use Memento. So it's like the opposite. If you're using a water-based ink pad, you want to use a more permanent coloring option. And when you use a water-based coloring option, you want to use a permanent stamp pad. So I'm attending Friday. Believe me, you will not be disappointed. The Hive is a special place with wonderful people. Chris's mom makes lunch and dinner, and it's delicious. Yay! And on the menu, are you curious? So I have to have, always have to have lasagna. The gals say they come for the food and not really the stamps. I think it's just to tease me a little bit. But they say that they love the lasagna. So my mom cannot go buy, she has to make lasagna. That's just really how it comes down. And then for lunch, it's because we are doing the escape in September. She's actually making chili instead of chicken noodle soup. And then we're going to have chicken salad sandwiches. And so these are the chickens that are from my parents' farm that we raise, and we do butcher our own chickens. And so these are the best tasting chickens around, and the chicken salad is amazing. So my mom makes the best chicken salad. So you guys, in your kit here, you have your base, which is blueberry bushel, and then you're going to have 2 pieces of white, right? One is for your inside, and one is for your outside. Now, they're not the same size. Right, when you look at them, you can see one's bigger than the other. And the first question somebody asks me in class all the time is, which goes to which? Well, you guys, I will tell you, the way to figure it out is just play with the paper. Usually they're kitted up top to bottom. And so in this case, you want the white that goes with the smoky slate. That is for your inside. And then you have this bigger white piece, and then the blueberry bushel needs to get matted on here. So you can kind of like figure it out by just playing with the paper a little bit. Donna Grushke asked, when is the order-based class? That is a very good question. Hang on. I should keep one of these by my desk here. So this is available on my website, and it is in October. So if you go to extras in October, right here, extras in October, it's called the Translucent Florals Card Class. It's Diana's doing it on the 10th, and I'm doing it on the 3rd. So what does that mean? Because the class is in October, the order for this class needs to be placed in September or October. It wouldn't be now. Like, you can't order now. So how, if you're new to me as well, you might not know this. When I do or like a class, when you place an order with me to get class for free, the order needs to be taken that the month that the class is in, like the month of the current class. So like this class right now, you could have gotten this class free with an order last month or this month. A class that I have in September, you could get it free with an order this month or next month. I only bank orders 1 month out, okay? So in this, you guys have 2 pieces of white as well. One is the matte and one is the where the bunny is going to get stamped on, and we have Oh Happy Day here. And then you have ribbon, and we need to talk about the ribbon, you guys, because if you look at my card here, you can see that there's 2 lines of ribbon, not 1. And you might be thinking, oh man, she only gave us enough ribbon to do 1. And that is not the case. I actually cut this into quarters, and I used a little tape and I finagled it so that there's no ribbon behind here. So this is a 6-inch piece of ribbon, and it was done intentionally that way because we wanted to show you how you can be conservative with your ribbon, or you can use less of it and use a little bit more. What about the Sweet Bundle class? Their time frame for ordering for that too. Okay, so that is the only exception to the mix, Linda. When you guys see in the back end of my schedule here that there are featured Sweet Bundle classes, I always feature a Sweet or a Bundle once a month, and this, like for September, it's Bag of Bones, Merry and Bright, Joy of Noel, Magic Meadow. This is the only exception to the rule, and this is a perfect example. I have somebody who I talked to last week, and they want to take every one of these classes with me, and they want to buy each of the bundles to get the class for free. And she asked, can I do this on the first day the catalog goes live, on September 6th? And I said yes, because I specifically picked these stamp sets, and if it gets to be like October 13th, and that bundle is out of stock because of inventory issues, like they ran out of inventory, then it's like you might not have it in time for class. So I specifically called out these, and my gift to you is if you buy this bundle for your specific RSVP for the class by this date, then you get the class for free and the promotional item that I'm offering. So Linda Hunt, yes, you could buy all 4 of these bundles on September 6th, and you could count them for these 4 classes, and that is okay. That is the only time that you can order that far in advance to get a class. So like that Winter Meadow Magic or whatever, yes, if you buy the bundle from me on September 6th, yes, you can count it for your class in December. It's the only time that you can order that far in advance to get a class for free. So you guys, we're gonna stamp the bunny on the smaller of the white pieces, and we're just gonna put it something like this. And we'll see. I was trying to leave just a little bit of room from the top for his ear so it didn't go all the way scrunched. Yes, Jenna Helms, that someone is you. Laughing out loud. It was you. And I know what you're going to be doing on September 6th. You're going to be ordering all 4 of the bundles. This is true. So, and then that is, because that is a way for you guys to make sure you have your bundles in time for class. All right. Especially, it's happened in the past where they've gone out of stock. I'm trying to remember, like Ready to Ride. Like they do. They go out of stock, and that just happens. And now you guys know my schedule is published this far in advance, right? So you know what I'm going to be featuring for those specific classes. You're more than welcome to get them all taken care of and order them right away. Now, if you do put all 4 of them on one order, you still need to use the current host code. You don't get the host credit, right? And that's how, oh my gosh, I stamped that really good. I didn't even try. Like this one is a humdinger of a stamp. It doesn't stamp very straight, and I knew kind of how to hold it. So I get that where people will, if they want to get multiple classes on the same order, then you can put them on the same order and save shipping. That is no problem at all. But as long as you use the host code, if you don't use the host code, you can't be eligible for multiple classes. So what we're doing is we're taking a sponge dauber and wow, you guys, was bamboozled. So this right here is that color. On the inside, it looks like pretty peacock. So I thought, wow, did I do something wrong? But I'm pretty sure it's blueberry bushel. So all we're gonna do is take a sponge dauber and we're gonna sponge a little bit of color around here. So it's gonna help accent this top white piece. Now 1 a.m., you better believe it, yep. So you guys, Stampin' Up! Is in mountain time, which is an hour behind us. So that's why Jenna said 1 a.m. She will be putting that order in. There we go, you guys. So this is what we're doing just to add a little color so that when we put this around here, it will make it pop. And that's why it was nice to have that white border. So we did all 3 of these cards, a white with a white background and doing that sponging. Okay? All right, so that's a little bit for blueberry bushel and a little sponge dauber. Now when it comes to coloring, we're gonna grab out some different colored pencils. So Stampin' Up! Changed their colored pencils. They used to have these 2, and then they came out with, well, they got rid of Pacific Point and Soft Suede, so they had to come out with some new colors. So we're going to be using Daffodil Delight for the yellow. Oh, I haven't even opened these yet. There we go. Let's open these guys. There we go. So most of the colors are, so if you have the first version, right? Daffodil Delight is in here, no problem. Basic Gray is also in here, no problem. But these are gonna be really nice and sharp for me. So they came out with one. They no longer called it, and we noted it. It used to be called Pacific Point. Well, they just call it blue now, which not sure if it's supposed to be a light blue, a dark blue, but they changed the name of it. And then we also need a little bit of pink. And for the pink, you could use Melon Mambo and just go super light with it. And we're gonna do a little bit of pink for the nose. Can we include the translucent bundle with the 4 promotional bundles? So yes, Donna Grushki, I think the way that you just asked that is when you place your order using this host code, you could order all 4 of those bundles. And if you order the translucent bundle, you could use that translucent bundle as your order for the translucent floral class, right? Yes, all 5 of those bundles could go on one order. Use the current host code and it would count for those 5 classes, yes. Now, there's no promotion with the translucent florals, like where with these 4 that are listed here, you get the half a pack of paper and you get the promotionals. The translucent florals doesn't have a promotion per se with it, but you could definitely order the translucent florals bundle to get that class for free. So our water down here is going to be in this blue color. So we're going to do this a little bit blue. So this blue kind of still looks like the Pacific Point, but it matches the blueberry bushel really nicely. And the thing about colored pencils is you can color darker or lighter depending on how much variation you want. And then we're gonna do a little bit of, so this is Basic Gray. So it could get really dark, but we wanted a nice little light bunny. So we're gonna just do, I should zoom in so you guys can see this coloring a little bit better. I don't do much coloring with you guys. So with these colored pencils, I'm just going with a really soft touch. I put this piece of paper underneath my paper because my desk has variation to it. The countertop has texture. And so sometimes you'll pick up that texture if you don't have a pad underneath it. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Awesome, Donna. Yes, so that would make sense. You could do all those 5 bundles all in the same order. Use whatever my current host code at the time is. You guys, my host code changes regularly. This one is current as of today. If you're ever wondering where do you find my current host code, you go to cardsbycrispy.com and then click on my events link and you will find my current host code. This one will work today. Yes, Pat. It is not going to work so will it work for the translucent class? No, it will not work. This translucent class, you can order that starting on the 6th of September, and I will bet I will be like 4 host codes past this one. So what I'm doing here is going to color a little bit darker along this edge here. Do you see that's kind of dark? And then what I'm gonna do is soften it up and do a little bit lighter on this side to make it look like he's standing in this, like the shade, and then maybe the sun's coming at him this way and it's lightening up. So what you guys need to do when you are ready to place your order to get any of my classes for free, go to my events calendar. So cardsbychrisb.com. And then when you're here, you click on events. So you click on events. It'll bring you to my current calendar, and you go find that picture of me wearing my Be Happy Stamper shirt, and underneath it is the current host code. So when it's September 6th, then that's where you're gonna wanna go to my website and look for the current host code. So this is a blender pen. It has a solution in it, and you want to start now shading, like lightly. So look, this looks kind of like scrappy to me. Like you can see the lines, and it doesn't look, it looks like a 2-year-old colored it, right? Well, that's the great thing about this blender pen. And that's why I wanted to zoom in so you guys can really see what happens. Now we talked about this. I used a Memento ink pad, right? Really close up. I use this Memento ink pad versus using StazOn. So my goal is to not hit the black lines if possible. And so what I'm gonna try to do is lightly hover over where I colored blue. So can you guys see what that's doing? It's just softening it. You cannot keep going over and over the same area. It will get pilly and matty. But do you see what that just did? It just completely softened it. Now you have to wipe this out because there's potentially blue ink or blue color in it, and you don't want blue color. Then we're gonna go, maybe let's do pink next because that's a little lighter color. So we're just gonna worry about the nose here and the ears just lightly. Yes, I did go over the Memento ink pad where I had stamped it, but I went over it so lightly that it did not smear it. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. Now you gotta wipe this out, and we're gonna go for the gray next. And you see his face, how liney that looks? I'm so excited for that to go away. So we're gonna get his little hands here first, and then we're gonna go over here. We're just gonna legs and get just blend it around. Okay, so then I'm gonna go up here for the ears. You see that? What it does is it helps eliminate those pencil lines. All right, now here's for the big part. Now again, I'm gonna try to not go too much over the black lines because I don't want them to blend so much. Get up in here. Okay, so that's the first pass at it. You can see here that it helped eliminate those lines. And what I'm gonna do now is just give it a second. Hi, Mary Ellen from California. I'm gonna go this way and like crisscross those pencil lines the other way to help make them disappear. All right, so the coat is what's left. You see how much softer it looks now? Okay, so the coat is what's left. Hi, Becky Schlossnagel. I'm going to start on the dark area and work my way over to the light area. See how that is so cool? You can really do a lot with these colored pencils by dark, you know, so this side was really dark and then I went a little bit lighter, but you see less of the variation because I dragged some of that extra color from his one side to the other side. And so that, I'm looking at the difference between, wait, where is it? Like how that difference is. Look at that difference. Oh, it's so cool. Okay, so that's what the awesome thing about using colored pencils. Okay, so you want to make sure yellow gets out of here because yellow will make things look really weird if you go to the next color. So I saved yellow for last. Okay, so clean out that blending brush, and now we've got that coloring done. Perfect. All right, so all of these came out of here, so we can put them back in. And now we have one more thing left to stamp, and it's our clouds. And so make sure you get this in here right. And you guys have your mat here. It does not go this way. It definitely does go this way. Don't worry about that because it gets covered up with designer paper. And so we have the clouds that we need to stamp. And they are in Blueberry Bushel And we're gonna do one there. We're gonna do a couple here. And then we're gonna go down the edge of the paper here. And do one more there. And don't worry about the middle because it gets covered up, right? So don't waste your ink or your time or your energy doing that middle section. So you're just trying to get some clouds down that edge. All right, so that's good. I don't think, what did we do on the inside? Oh, we did clouds. Hang on, we're not done with our clouds. So grab that inside piece and we're gonna stamp some more clouds at the top here. It's a rainy, cloudy day, just like it is outside right now. Put that guy there. Now, I feel like I want one more right there, but how do I do that without all that shenanigans down here? So that's where you can take, and we're going to ink this up. I'm gonna put a piece of paper right here, right? And be strategic about this. Just go like that. There, now I got my cloud where I wanted it to go. All right, so that's kind of like a quasi-masking technique there. All right. Any tricks for keeping the blender brush wet? Keep your cover on it and keep it shut. Don't leave it left open. I'll be honest with you, when you buy these, you buy a pack of 3 of them for something like $12. I think they're meant to be a consumable item where you use it and use it and use it. Both ends are identical. There's not like a fine tip and a large tip. They're both pretty much identical. I don't know. I feel like there's no way that I mean, if somebody else knows how, I don't know how you can fill this up with anything. Like, I don't know what the solution is on the inside to fill it up. I would say that when you buy your pack of 3, they should last you a very, very long time. We are going to get glue happy, you guys. This is what I'm looking for. So this one, and we can get, this guy's popped up, but we can do this and this and that. Okay, so let's get these things. Now you guys also have an option here. If you like that better, you could do that. If you like that one better, do that. Whichever one you want. You guys can pick whichever side of the designer paper you want to use. And then we're gonna glue these in here. Just like this. So also for anybody else that's newer to watching me, when I do my card making classes like this, they do take us between 1.5 to 2 hours, depending on how many cards we make. It's like when you take a class in person with somebody, how long does it take you to make 2 to 3 to 4 cards? Like, that's about how long it takes us to do a class. The great thing about when you guys watch an online class with me is if you're watching during the replay or later on, you could always fast forward or skip around. Like, let's say you caught this part live with me, you can go back and forth to wherever you need to continue watching. So this is going to get glued onto our inside like this. Yes, Deb said that she found that they last a very long time. Me too. I mean, it all is based off of usage, right? Like with anything, the more that you use something, the more wear and tear it's going to have on it. And that's how it goes. So if you use something a lot, like the marker tip, like this brush tip, it's going to get frayed and it's going to get used, right? But the good thing is that you get 3 of them in the pack. So, but I feel like I had one blender pen that I used for like 10 years. It never stopped working for me. All right. And the more gentle you are, you guys saw how I colored. I just was very lightly putting pressure on it. Very like light feathery strokes. All right. So this is how we're gonna have to do this because I gave you like 6 inches of ribbon. So we're gonna set this here and we're gonna prep some tear and tape here and some right about here. All right. And I think I said in the video, or in the tutorial, you're gonna need to cut this in half like this. And then I said quarters. Like if you want to cut it in quarters, you can. Or you can leave these like this, but let's just cut these in quarters like this. So you have 4 pieces now. And we're gonna pick these off. Well, I think we're going to. There we go. So you're gonna grab this first one and I lined it up just like, I want it to be right over the seam. Okay. Oh, I didn't pick off my backs yet. Hang on. I'm like, that did not stick. So here's this one. And then grab the next one. Like that. And that's how you get 2 lines. And then this one, you catch that tape and put it like that. And then you had enough to do. There we go. So that's how your back is going to look. And then your front, these look like, I mean, in essence, it makes it look like you wrapped it around 2 times, but you didn't. In the end, you use a little bit more tear and tape or whatever tape, because I really want this to be sandwiched in here. I don't want that coming apart later. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the back here. A little bit of tear and tape right there. All right. Let's pick this off. And then we'll glue this right down to our front. Just like that. So Jenna, you're signing up for the escape. That means that we're gonna have to sign you up to be a demonstrator soon. I think I caught what you just did there, that you made a decision. Yay, so excited. Okay, so we're gonna pop this one up with dimensionals. And because you guys, the escape that I do, it's open to all those that are signed up with Stampin' Up, either as a discount shopper, a hobbyist, or a business builder. However you do it, you're signed up with Stampin' Up. And we're gonna be really focusing on the new holiday catalog. All right, so this now, I'm not gonna peel these off, and I'm gonna just put this flat on the front here. So we're gonna make sure we get a lot of liquid glue at the top and the bottom to help us stick to the paper. I'm onto you, I love it. Oh, all right, so this guy goes here, just like that. I kind of looked at the bottom here to make sure I wanted to see like another white layer or line there. Now this one, since this is popped up here, and this is gonna go here, we don't wanna put a dimensional and a dimensional. What we want are just dimensionals along the side and the bottom. So this would be a great time now, if you have the side dimensionals here, you could put along the bottom edge here, and then that side. And then what we'll do is use a glue dot on the other area, right at that top corner. And so that's gonna be flat adhesive there then. And I don't wanna cover up all my puddle. I wanna see that it's there. And here's another one. I visually, like I'm looking at where my gingham is. And this time I made it look like it was all blue and all blue up the side. All right. We got this guy put together, and he is a happy one because he remembered to put his raincoat on before he left the house. That's why he's so happy. Da-da-da. So you guys will have some embellishments. You're either going to have 2 big and a small, or 2 small and a big of the black. And I did find that in some cases, the gems were not always as dark. Like the black ones were not always as dark as they should be. And so like this right here, that is a little bit light compared to the rest. You can take your black permanent marker and you can always go over the top of them to make them darker. If you get these gems at home and they're just, for some reason the black ones didn't have all the color. So then I'm gonna put this guy over here. All right, so we've got here the 3 gems that should be in your kit and an awfully adorable little bunny that is playing in the rain. It reminds me of the kittens. They love for the water to run on really slow, and they like to puddle and play and bat at the water as it's coming out the faucet. All right, you guys, we got our first card done, yay. So now we know what we're doing. So this is like gonna be very similar for each of these next 3 cards. So Diane had the quote for this. This is called Variation Through a Theme, right? So we have kind of like the same kind of white with the color that we're featuring. I think we said we were gonna do Berry Burst next. So let's grab that one. And we'll get this guy going. And so grab your kit. I'll leave this sit here for a second while we get situated in case anybody else needs to see it. So we used this is that woven trim. It's very hard to make bows with this. It's very slippery. So we were excited that we could use, this is actually Starry Night, and it matched really nicely with Blueberry Bushel. This is actually Sweet Sorbet, and it matches with the Berry Burst, just enough for it to be like, yep, it works. Okay, so that's good. And so there's a little bit of that. You'll have a little white strip. You'll have 2 pieces of white that will be matted. You'll have your designer paper. And so the way we design these cards is that this designer paper is actually 6 by 6. And it's 2 inches by like 5 1/4. So you could get 3 out of that one. This one we could get 4 up. So we designed it so that we were able to maximize our designer series paper. And so we got a Berry Burst and a Berry Burst. One's the outside, one's the inside. And I just realized that I never cut off my 1/2-inch strip on that side. So let's grab the trimmer really quick and cut that down to 4 inches so that we have that. And you'll have a thick white base, double matted on the inside. And I'm seeing, I didn't do so hot with my kit, you guys. I didn't even cut myself a white inside. So you should have a 3 13/16 by a 5 1/16 for your inside. That goes on top of the Berry Burst. So let's grab that. All right, now I think we got all our bits and parts. So this one, the turtle. The turtle then comes from the set as well. And what we're gonna do is just swap out our block here and put the turtle on. You guys, can you tell how hard this is? I need to run it out. So when your chamois starts to dry out, you guys, you just run it underneath the tap water and it will get rehydrated just fine. So we got this guy done. And we need to grab out our turtle. And then if you're wondering about the just a note, so there aren't many sentiments in here. So when that happens, we do pull in sentiments from other stamp sets. And we happen to be, I think, designing with Darling Details when we were working on these cards. So that's where just a note comes from. So what's nice about these is they're photopolymer. So you can definitely see through the stamp for stamping. This one's nice. Okay, we got that done. Let's get our stamping done. So we're gonna grab, so this is a diamond, right? So it looks like a square, or, you know, a square if you hold it this way, but we do have this guy at a diamond. Now, I think what you can also, like I used Memento on this one, but I think to show you the stays on and how this works is we're gonna use stays on for this one. So the thing with stays on is you have to open it up, you have to smell it, because if you are an almond extract fanatic like I am, it smells so good. So I did just smell the ink pad, you guys. I did, because Stays On has that. It's like a sweet almondy smell to it. So it operates the same way as the Memento, where you ink up your ink pad and then you're going to stamp your little dude there. You want to cover up the Stays On right away. It is a permanent ink. It'll dry out faster than the water-based one. So give this guy a second here to marinate. All right, see, it stamps and looks just like Memento, except for it's permanent ink. Now for cleaning this, you want to get your Stays On cleaner out right away and get that on him so that he can start getting clean. I'm gonna go grab a wet wipe. When it comes to the Stays On remover, I like to put this into a wet wipe first. I blot it up, because then when I go into my chamois, I'm not putting permanent ink in my chamois. So look at that, how nice and clean that got. And I honestly, I put that right back in there because that has a few more uses out of it, because we only use our wet wipes for stamping around here. All right, so this, now I will take the chamois and do final cleanup here. And there we go. So we got our turtle clean. And then we have just a note. So that one is a photopolymer. So you're gonna want to grab the piercing mat. Oh, you know what? I took my piercing mat and I'm using it as a mouse pad right now. I really am. I couldn't find my mouse pad. So it's over there. I'll use my silicone mat. Grab your little sentiment strip here, and we're going to stamp just a note here. Anywhere in here, because we're gonna end up trimming the ends. You guys, it's what I gave you is long enough in case you wanted a longer sentiment. And then on the inside, we have the flowers. I think I'm gonna do those in just a regular memento. So let's grab this and put our tortoise back. And then grab the flowers. And we will stamp those, I believe, on the inside. Oh man, you guys, I had a white inside. I cut myself a white inside, but I didn't need to. Okay, well there you go. It was sitting there. Did anybody know that? I already had that there. Completely missed it. Okay, so we're gonna stamp these flowers in the bottom here. Something like that. Okay, I think we got our stamping done. And then what we can do is get our coloring on. So I'm gonna show you how to color this awesome turtle. Squeaky, squeaky, squeaky. All right. This silicone mat would probably be a really nice thing to have underneath here too for coloring. All right, so for this one, let's move him out of the way. We need some more colored pencils, and we are going to need the Old Olive. So Old Olive should be in this new pack here. It's also in the old pack. So Old Olive. We're gonna grab the Melon Mambo, which kind of acts as berry. And we have yellow. And on our top, I think that might be it. Yes, okay. So those are what we need for colors. The easiest one out of this, yes, Angelique, I'm sniffing the ink pad. This is true. You guys didn't see me do it, but I did admit to doing it. I did admit to it. So the center of your flower here is yellow, and then you can color the center of these also in yellow. So that's it for yellow. Then we've got these leaves over here. So we got these. Oh yeah, that you guys have to like be able to relate to the whole ink pad for the StazOn if you know what I'm talking about. If you like the smell of that, like it's amazing. Okay, look at this turtle, you guys. Okay, so that is the same colored pencil right here. Is all Old Olive, but I will tell you that we mixed a little yellow in, and the harder that you press down for your coloring, so let's put this back up so you guys can see. So you're gonna go lightly with the Old Olive over his head and neck area. Again, you can see I'm not worried about all my pencil lines. Okay, his feet down here were just regular with that, and his arms were regular. And then the shells here are also just a regular light touch. You can see I'm not putting much pressure down, just going lightly over. And now we're gonna do his back. Now, if you guys wanna do this, hi Connie Moore, glad you made it for a little bit. If you wanted to do the reverse and do these spots darker and the shell lighter, you could do that too. But now this is where you wanna press down harder. So you can see here I'm putting a lot more pressure. Oh, and I missed one, look at that. I missed it. You guys, does that happen to you where you got it all done coloring? You're like, oh, I missed it. I missed this leaf back here. So there you go. So I colored that pretty dark. Now for this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go light over the whole thing. And we're gonna mix in some daffodil. We made him look like he's got like a little dirty belly. Okay, here you can't see it, but it's here. There's a little bit of yellow mixed in with that. So you don't think of it with blender pencils, but you can mix colors together. Like this, we're gonna put a little bit now of yellow in here, really lightly, just to give it a different contrast, because he's crawling around in his shell all the time, right? So it gets dirty faster. Okay, so we put a little bit of yellow in there. And then now pink, let's do a little bit of pink, and then what we'll do is grab out the blender pen and do our blending. So he's got this awesome flower for you. And then down here, we've got all of our flowers here. And I forgot, we're gonna put a little bit of grass down here as well. So this is where if you have patience for coloring, you can do a really good job. And if you're fast, you can scribble like me. I forgot the little yellow inside of that one too. All right, and then this one needed a little bit of, I just took this, these flowers are growing in outer space, right? So we gotta make them look like they're grounded a little bit. And that we do by just adding a little more down here, make it look like they're planted now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is take the blender pen, make sure that the color is wiped out of it, and we pick one to start with. And I guess let's just pick yellow. There's not much happening. Oh, you guys, here, let me make that a little bit so I don't lose you. I just did a little bit of the yellow. Okay, yellow wasn't hard. You gotta make sure yellow is cleared out. Otherwise, here, all I'm doing is wiping. This out. You wanna make sure yellow is completely cleared out. Otherwise, yellow is gonna be bleh all over. All right, so let's go for the green. I think you guys can see this, yes, okay. See what that does? It kind of like takes away the lines. Okay. All right, and it like blends it out. So if you were missing a spot, so there we've got that. Now we're into Mr. Turtle. I'm gonna try the other side too here. Hi, Holly. All right, I'm gonna do his arms here first. I think you guys, let's move that up. Okay, so we got his arms and his legs done. It's like magic watching this. So this one I did use the Stays On. Don't give him a green eye. He doesn't like green eye. With this one I did use the Stays On, so the black ink shouldn't even attempt to smear. So I'm gonna do his little spots here first. Cool, very nice. All right, so that's good. And now the shell. And because you have more colored pencil on there, you see all that little white area? It just goes away and it makes it look nice and smooth. Perfect. And now we're on to this other area. Oh, I might have forgot that guy. All right, so now we're just going to go right here. So the yellow will become a little bit more vibrant. Just like that. That's super cool. This looks so soft. Now, if you think that's too much yellow, like let's say you're like, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have put that much yellow. Well, you can, I just give it a second to dry. And then what you can do is go back over it with the green again. Like if you go right back over this, you can add a little bit more green color to it and soften out some of that yellow. Like let's say you didn't like that all, just add a little bit more green. It was really fun coloring these guys. So that's what we got. Let's get these guys. Okay, you just gotta be very careful because if you start to go over the same spot and over the same spot and over the same spot, it's going to get mushy. All right, so now we got pink left to do here. So that's good. And get these little guys, some of those pencil lines softened up. There we go. Hi, Linda Hall. Whew, okay, we got our coloring done. We wiped that out really good. Now we get to do some assembly. So we're going to just snip this end flush, and I like to do an angle on this end. So that's all we got for that guy. And we also have, with our Berry Burst ink, oh, sorry you guys, I forgot to do put that back. All I did, I don't know if you saw me do it, I just snipped off the end here and snipped off the end there for the note. And we need to grab another dauber to use for our Berry Burst. We're just going to sponge the edges of this one so that when we have our white on white, it stands out really nice. So the other thing too that I was just thinking about, I didn't do it on the sample here, but if you like things to be grounded, like the turtle is now kind of walking in outer space, like he's not grounded, you could also take, so green would be a lot to me. Like to put green, you can make it like, but green is earthy, right? So I'm on the fence. Do I use smoky slate? But actually, is there a smoky slate? What is this one? Oh, that's espresso. So basic gray, you can make it look like he's walking on a little bit of concrete or a sidewalk, right? Just make it look like there's something underneath him holding him to the ground. Like, so he's not floating away. And then you can also take this and soften it. Right? So what that did is it made it look like he's standing on something. Right? We always say that they're always floating in outer space. Hi, Randy Schultz. All right, so that's it for these guys now. All right, so then let's move this out of the way. This is getting popped up, and I know I had dimensionals around. Oh, there they are. Okay, we're gonna pop this up with dimensionals and get that onto the white piece that goes underneath it. And that's this guy right here. Okay, and then we've got a little bit of gluing. So we could glue this and we can glue that. Let's get those glued. I appreciate you sharing it, Randy. Then this one can go here. Wouldn't you love to get this card in the mail? With this awesome cutesy little turtle. All right, and this is just, you're gonna see white on the, either the top and the bottom, or on the long edges here. So let's just make sure that get that straight. That's what's awesome about liquid glue, is you can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle with it until you get it right where you want it. Okay, then this is going to get popped up with dimensionals. So they are back over here. There's that. We'll take these off and we're gonna get that lined up on the piece of berry burst. Now, if you are at home and you wished that this bottom mat would be embossed and you have an embossing folder that you would want to use, that would be a way you could use this card up a little bit. You could add an embossing folder, like painted textures back here, or subtle, like any embossing folder that you have that would work. Then I would do that first before putting this down. The other option too is you could have stamped something back there to create texture. We were okay with it, just like this. We thought there was enough going on. I think it is centered, top to bottom. So I'm gonna put this right about here. If it's crooked, you can still kind of pick it up when it has dimensionals and finagle it. And then if any part is hanging over the edge, now would be the time to trim that off. And then we have these two things get liquid glue, like that. So this will be our top then. The white with the berry burst looks so cool. And then this one goes on the inside. Yes, definitely. The idea of embossing, we thought about it and we thought, no, we can't, because that's like one of our goals with this class is not to have embossed, but we definitely, if this wasn't the Let's Just Stamp, we would have embossed this background with something. We sure would have. Now when it comes to this middle area is flat, but the top and the bottom are popped up. So what we're gonna do is put a dimensional there and here. And then we're gonna run a little bit of liquid glue through the middle. Now, the way that this kind of can work is I'm lining this up. Do you see how the pattern follows like there? That, like, to me, that is exactly where it should go. Like, you could bring it this way and you could see some of that next one, but I liked having that dark ridge there. So just kind of wiggle with it till you see where it would work best. And then, but then I see over here, I could have moved it just a hair that way and kind of get that centered in there. Everybody's gonna be slightly different depending on how that was cut. I'm glad you like it, Jennifer. Carla is still traveling. Just wanted to say hi. Well, hi back. All right, so now we're gonna take the tear-in tape, put it underneath the just. And what you're gonna do is we're gonna do a loop, and a tail. So it starts kind of under the A, and you're gonna make a little loop, catch that tear-in tape, make a little loop, and then bring it back, like that. Okay, I'm gonna make this guy a hair shorter so that they kind of go small, like more of a diagonal. There we go. So you should have enough to do that. I mean, there's about 4 inches of ribbon, I think, that everybody got. So that'll go there. And then what we'll do is we'll put a dimensional on this end, and we're gonna take the tear-in tape off on that end. And it kind of is set up right about here. And then you can grab your ribbon scissors if you want and trim it if you need to. And if you like it the length it is, just leave it. But I just took a little bit off. He is a cutie patootie, isn't he? All right, so these are gonna be the clear ones now. And I'm going to do a big one. Make sure you push these down. These sparkle gems, they need pushing down, otherwise they will fall off. You need that adhesive to really bond to the paper. So we've got the clear ones, looked really good with this one. And, oh man, I don't think we've stelled anything yet, but we can come back and do that in a bit. We'll set it out here just in case, so we don't forget. All right, so there we go. We've got our just a note done. Yes, the ribbon was so, it was nice. So if we were hoping that, so they have 5 colors of that ribbon. They're all the 5 in colors. And we were so sad because it came to the last card we designed and we couldn't figure out which one of those ribbons to use on this card to be like cohesive. And it just didn't work that way. So we ended up with that one instead. So, but it still works out. I'm going to show you guys this paper really quick. So give me 1 second. Got a bunch of lazy babies in here. They're all 3 sleeping in different spots. So this is the gingham design. So this is a DSP sampler book that I make. I'm working on taking orders for people who want the next one, which is for the holiday catalog. I have 57 people signed up for it, you guys. Isn't that crazy? We're either making 60 or we're making 64. I haven't decided quite yet. But if you're in the market for one of these books for the next designer series paper, reach out to me. This is the gingham paper. So we use the peacock, we use the berry burst, and we use the blueberry. And then this one will get saved for a different card in the future. And then that one will also get saved for a different card in the future. So that is the DSP sampler. The other thing that I'm working on putting together, you guys, are my product shares for the next catalog. So you get a sampling of all the papers, all the ribbon, all the embellishments. I do a product share as well. So, all right, so we'll put that guy over here. And we're going to work on Mr. Foxy friend here. Foxy lady. He's a boy, I think. He looks like he's a dapper fox right now. He's a dapper fox. All right, so you got, on this one, you're going to use another white base, and then now we're throwing in the peacock. The first thing you're gonna wonder is this piece of paper. You're gonna be like, well, how did she make it work? That hers is that big. Well, you guys, it's cut in half. So if we would have cut your paper at this 3x4, we would have only gotten 2 up in a piece of paper. We cut them all at 3x3. Well, actually, Karen Wetstein was my helper. She cut the designer paper for you guys on this class, which was awesome. And she cut these all at 3x3 per my request, because then you get 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in one sheet. Because again, this paper is only 6x6. So pick which side you want up. We opted for the bigger gingham. And what you're going to need to do is everybody's going to need to cut this in half. So right now it is at 3 inches. You're going to, and it's 3x3. So right when you measure it, it's 3x3. You're going to need to cut it at 1.5 on any side. Pick a side. And what happens now is that's the top and that's the bottom. All right. So a great way to be conservative with paper. And then that's where this little strip of peacock comes in. That is going to mask it and make it look like it is one continuous piece of gingham. All right, so that's what we got going on there. Then we have Mr. Foxy is on here. This piece is, well, let's go ahead and do this. This is for that. You guys will have a peacock for the inside, a peacock for the outside. The peacock for the outside is slightly smaller than the inside. And let's just do a little gluing here. Let's get this part kind of situated. So flip these over. You can put liquid glue on those and this one. Okay. And so this will go close to the bottom edge. So like the left, the right, and the bottom should be equal, right? Like that. And then when you do this one, you have your top, your left, and your right equal. Oop, he moved. But that's okay. We've got liquid glue. All right, so that's good, right? It's all an illusion that the paper goes continuously. So now we've got our band that just barely covers both, and it goes end to end with the white. So make sure the one side is flush, and then if you need to trim this side, you can do that with your scissors if it's a little bit long. No worries if it's long. Okay, that just landed in my lap. Let's grab it. There it is. Okay, so there's that, and then we're gonna grab the tear-in tape. So this white herringbone ribbon is nice. But we used it on another class where you just cut it in half lengthwise to make it a little bit thinner if it's too wide for you. But with this one, it worked out perfect. I think it's like 1 inch. And then that goes right through the middle, like that. Okay, and then a little more tear-in tape. And then this will get popped up with dimensionals. Something like that. Okay, so that's ready to go when the time comes. All right, so that's pretty much set. So this guy right here, we could fold him and burnish it with your bone folder. It's a vertical card back to that. So we're set on this and this right now. Let's get some stamping done. Move this off to the side. We're done with Oh Happy Day. Now the question was, did I get clean? No. Doity. Okay, let's get this clean. So we need to get our raindrops back. Now you can't really see it on the card unless you look really closely, but there are raindrops stamped back along there. Okay, so we're gonna get the raindrops out. The raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean that something, 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 right? I don't know the words. And this is the perfect class to be doing on a day like today with It So Rainy here. All right, so our flowers were done. Flower. And let's see if this will fit on here. He's a bigger stamp, and I don't, oh, he will fit just fine. So same concept now. You guys, we've done one card with Memento. We did one card with Stays On. Figure out what you like better and what you can manage and work with, and then go with it. Now this one uses peacock for raindrops. So let's grab, now make sure you grab the smaller of the pieces, right? It's slightly smaller. And what we're gonna do is make sure your raindrops are like teardropped with the bigger on the bottom, and you're just going to go around the edge with them. Now, you're not gonna have to worry about the middle because it gets covered up, and I'm being random. I'm not trying to make these all look the same. So you are gonna get some a little bit closer to what gets covered up, but that's okay. We're gonna go right up this side. And I'm gonna do one more right there, and I want one right there. Okay, so that's the outside. Now to test it, grab this right here, and that will be good. Oh, but like I'm feeling like there's a gap right there, so there's one missing. That should be right there. And that kind of filled that in. And see if you can test it to see if you want any more before you get glue happy. All right, then on the inside, you guys. Oh yeah, Linda's beautiful in Massachusetts. We have a rainy, dreary day here. And you know what? Rainy days are better with you guys. Wouldn't you agree? So let's grab this. And we're going to stamp that in peacock. Okay, let's see what happens. Rainy days are better with you. Oh, yes. Very nice. And then what we need to do is we're going to do first and second strength. So I'm going to do one at first, right there, and then I'm going to do one at second. And then we're going to do it at first and second. First, second. Now I've got some spots I need to fill in. And I'm going to do the filling in at second strength. So I'm going to stamp off. And then I'm going to stamp off. And over here, I'm going to do just like that. And then one more over there. So I've got my raindrops falling from the top of the card. You know what I did, you guys? I will bet you, nope, I didn't take the stickers off yet. Okay, so when you guys get a new ink pad, if you don't know this sticker on the back, I throw this away, and that says Pretty Peacock. And what I do is I put that sticker right on the front of the ink pad, like that. And then I take the next one and I put it on the back of the ink pad. So depending on which way you're looking, you got it. Okay. The one that has no name on it whatsoever, that one goes right in here. So that if you have all of your ink pads open, they look pretty dark, you can still see that sticker. And then I take this one and I actually put it on the side. Oop. And then the very last one, I'll save that. It doesn't really say the name of it because it's in a different language, but I put that on the top of my re-inker bottle so that I can see my re-inker bottle nicely. We do need that, and we also need to stamp our little dude here. And then we're going to sponge the edges. So on this one, I'm going to opt for my memento. I'm more of a memento gal. We're going to ink this up. So what is our fox's name? Is it Sylvester? Is it Sly? Is it Christopher? He looks like a Christopher, right? All right. So for this one, we get to use a couple different colored pencils that we hadn't used yet. And we're going to use the Pecan Pie for the umbrella and Cajun Craze. But let's sponge the edges really quick on this. Thanks, Laura. We're gonna just do a little bit of peacock around the edges. So we're being very consistent about what we're doing. We sponge the edges of all the white edges. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You could always leave it white on white, but this helps this pop out a little bit better. The reason we went with Cajun is because when we were designing the cards, we had the brown embellishments left. And that's why we went with Pecan and Cajun for this one. That's what we thought would work really nice. Okay, we might not be done with this. So I want to talk to you guys about the colored pencils. And the new ones here, you have Pecan Pie. Perfect. Pecan Pie is perfect for the umbrella. Cajun Craze is going to be in this pack right here. So there's an assortment number 2 where you'll find the Cajun. Now, where are you thinking I got the Pretty Peacock coat from? Because there are no Pretty Peacock colors in here. There is a Coastal Cabana. The Coastal Cabana is like this. Let's just look at the back what this looks like. Coastal Cabana looks like that, right? And that could work. There was also in the previous one, before they retired this one, there was a Bermuda Bay. So you could potentially use Bermuda Bay or Coastal Cabana, right? They're very, I'll be honest with you, they don't look very different, okay? So let's put the Bermuda Bay away because it's not really current. And I'm going to show you how I got mine like that. All right, so let's get that silicone mat back because that really provides a nice little soft landing pad here. And we're going to do Cajun Craze for, you got to get the ears here. These little guys here. And I'm going to do a little zoomy in. So we're going to get the zoomies here. So we've got the ears The silicone mat, if you guys have a silicone mat, I would say that is one of the best things to put underneath here. And then his little hand here, his little hand, his tail. It actually makes it so that you don't get as many streaky lines from the colored pencils. Okay, now I colored that kind of light. If you wanted, you could add some definition down there, and then don't forget his little leg here. There. Okay, and then if you wanted to add a little more definition over here on this back side of him, you could make it a little darker. And then I'm gonna do the coat and his hat. This is Coastal Cabana. Now, it's not the same. I'm gonna show you my trick for this in a second. It's a little bit lighter, right? It's definitely lighter. You can see it's definitely lighter, but it acts as a good base for what we're gonna do next after we're done coloring these. Okay, so that's a base. And now we have the pecan pie is our umbrella. He's a very dapper fox, and he's in tune with looking very smart and studious. And so you can see the streaky lines going on here with this guy. So don't worry about that, we'll get it. Okay, but now I want some definition to where those lines are. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more dark colored pencil there. Okay. Looking good. Now we're gonna grab the pencil or the blender pen. Where do we want to start? I think we'll start with the fox. His legs down here. Just soften these. And then we're gonna do the tail here. So there's a lot of color. When I colored it really dark like that, there's a lot of buildup of color. So what I like to do with that, and Dapper Dan, oh, he's Dapper Dan. Yeah, he's very dapper. So there's his awesome, amazing tail. And then this one, let's get a little ear going. That nice. And then this, I'm gonna drag this color over to here. Dapper Dan, I like it. We'll call him Dapper Dan. He's very studious. He looks very smart and dignified. Okay, so we got the foxy part done. All right, so then next we'll wipe that out then, and we'll do his umbrella. All right, this is gonna be the fun part to see how kind of like, to me that looks really scrappy, right? Okay, to watch this like unfold here, how it just smooths out. You guys, did you know you were gonna get a coloring pencils workout today? Education, look at that. Isn't that cool? How that just, it's like magic in front of your eyes. Okay, there's our umbrella. Phenomenal, turned out super awesome. So let's wipe that out because we're gonna be going to the Bermuda next. It's actually not Bermuda, we picked coastal. So smooth these out. And then we're gonna do the secret ingredient is to use your blender pen with an ink pad. Okay, so like cheese, right, queso? You're going to see the difference, right? Difference. Oh yeah, my club class is tonight at 6:15. I thought it was, yeah, so Judy Sharp, I did a live from the Hive post reminder, and I had copied a template that was a 6 p.m. and Cindy has it exactly correct. I have my in-person club class tonight at 6:15. So I will be stamping with 9 lovely ladies tonight in person. Yeah, the silicone mat really helped here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to just grab a little ink and put it on the edge of my block, right? So I'm gonna grab that, and I'm gonna use my blender pen now. So this is Pretty Peacock, okay? That's the color that we're really working with. And I've got my little base of coastal going on. I'm just going to dip my blender pen right into the Peacock ink here. And now I'm gonna shade over the top. You gotta be careful that you don't get too much ink on. But that's how I got his coat to be darker without having a colored pencil. You gotta be very careful because the more you keep going over this, the mattier and streakier it might get. But because you had that little bit of coastal undertone base, you don't have to add as much peacock to it. There you go. See, look at now he's gonna have a nice peacock hat and matching coat. And that's what made it dark now to match that one. Let's see if Diane remembers that for in-person class tomorrow night. All right. And because I had done the colored pencil, I didn't have to get all the way up into the cracks and the like corners so much because it was already had some underlying color there, and it has a little highlighting then because I didn't go so close to the edge. All right. Very nice, right? So you know you can color with any ink pad and a blender pen just like that as well. You don't have to have every color marker for coloring. You can use your ink pad and a blender pen. All right, so that used all of these. So Cajun goes over there, and these go in this one. Okay, perfect. So I like to put my colored pencils in so I can see the back end here versus when you're looking at the front end like that, it's really hard to tell what colors are. Okay. Whew. You guys, I think we got our coloring 101 done. Nice. All right. So let's, now if you ever want to add more color too, you could always put a little bit more color. Like if you wanted his face a little bit darker, you could always add more color to it. You'll know what I mean. If you do too much of it, you're going to start to get pilling, and you'll know what I mean when that happens. Okay, so we are done with this and this. We can glue this. This is popped up. Okay, so let's pick these off because those are now be able to put this down. And this guy right here. Make sure you get it right with your raindrops falling the right way. Just like that. Okay, and then we have dimensionals somewhere. We'll find them in a second. But this can get glued. This can get glued. So you guys can see I used a wet erase one instead of a dry erase one. So it keeps wanting to disappear. All right, so this one will go in here. And this one will go in here. Like that. All right. And then, oh, you can pop this up or you can put it flat. I guess I popped it up. Let's see if I can't find my, there they are. Perfect. Okay, so popping is a personal preference. Pop up if you want and don't pop if you don't want to. But I will pop these up. And I think we'll call that good. All right, so that little guy can go back there. He is cute and sassy. Yes, I like it. He is sassy. All right, then this will go right here. So we did a little bit smaller of a peacock mat, just so you could see a little bit more of the white. And then this guy goes right in the middle. You know what I thought, am I going to remember this? I had actually thought about stamping some raindrops up at the top. I didn't do it now, but if you are inclined or interested in doing this and you haven't done your stamping or assembly yet, you could stamp some raindrops around here, right? Let's see if I can make it happen. So we'll save these. We'll bring them back in a moment. This is what I wanted to see if it would look good or not. So let's grab this and bring our peacock ink back. Stamp. I want these two on the side here. Those are the two I wanted. Okay, perfect. So, and you know what? We need a few more. Hang on, let's see about right here. We need one. And maybe right here. Good. Okay. Now, let's grab these guys back. He's looking very distinguished. I would agree a lot with that statement. Now you guys can make your decision what you like better. Do you like without raindrops or with the raindrops? Really your call. But now you can see it side by side, right? So you can compare and analyze yourself. And then with this one, I have, oh, look at this. I have one small. Now the question is, where do we put the gems? And I think I still might opt to put the gems there. And then one there. The other option for gems could potentially be on the edge here. So one there and one here. And then this guy, ooh. Maybe I don't need him then. So that could be another alternative, you guys. If you have your two gems, you could put them on the sides here. If you ended up doing the raindrops, putting them on the two sides there, and then if you don't do the raindrops, then you could put your embellishments like that. So with the raindrops, oh, you guys like it. Love the added raindrops. Perfect, perfect. Yes, it adds to the card, right? I thought of it after this was all put together, and I'm like, nope, not going to adjust it now. We are going to let it be. Let it be. Let it be. All right. So let's put these away, and we're going to bring... 2 is enough. I agree. You know, this is a time where, like, I always think, you know, 3 is what you want for embellishments because of floral arrangements and all that stuff. But in this case, I am completely satisfied and happy just having 2 gems like that on the side. That works perfectly fine. So we've got our 3 cards here, you guys. You can tell us which one is your favorite. Which one do you like the best? They are all pretty amazing in their own right. They're at least playing. I'm so happy when they carried over playing in the rain because it gave us another opportunity to make some more cards with it. Because I think we had Playing in the Rain was featured for ink, paper, scissors back in April, I think. And it was one of my biggest ink, paper, scissors. It was huge. It was like 84, and I could have sold maybe 2 more. I had to tell a couple people no. And so I'm thinking a lot of you guys have this stamp set so that you're able to, ground him maybe. I like that idea, Linda. Hang on, we're going to ground him for in a second. A lot of you might have the stamp set, which would be perfect to reproduce these cards. All right, we're going to ground him. You're right. Because this one's grounded in the rain puddle, right? So he's already set with that. But let's get that basic gray marker back out. And we will do that. That's easy. That's an easy add-on. So we're going to just grab this. And add a little ground for him. Like he's walking down the sidewalk, right? Okay, so you can't even see that I did that until you look at it up close, and then you can see that. So we've got that. And then what I'm going to do is get the stamp put away before I lose it. We're going to get the blender pen out, and we will blend that just to make it softer. Perfect. I like it. Good idea. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that input. Give him a puddle. Oh, Donna, I should have given him a puddle, but instead I made it look like he is walking on the concrete. But you're right. How could I do that? So that is a good, so for anybody who hasn't, this is an option for you. There's actually a puddle here, and we did not use it. You could have stamped this puddle, and it's actually, oh man, what are the odds that I can make this happen? So the card's already put together, right? So we're taking a chance here. We're taking a chance. Let's just take a chance, right? So how I'm going to do this, we're going to take this off of here. We're going to take this dimensional. So you guys, when you're done with a card, you're not usually done with it, right? Until you give it away. Give it away. I took the dimensional off because I don't want to risk. Okay, we're going for it. We're going to make it like he's walking. Oh. Okay, it's all right because they make a black marker that can do the rest of the job. So I didn't press down enough, and that's okay because here you guys can see what I'm doing. I have part of my puddle disappeared. You just drew it in. And then there is, we'll put a little line right there. There. Okay. Then we need that to be blue though, right? So let's take and put that back. Where did it go? Right here. Let's put that back. And so if you guys are doing this at home, make sure you stamp your puddle before. Don't do what I did. Do as Donna suggested and do it before. Feel free to mill that. He's going to look good here yet. So watch this, you guys. We're going to make a puddle out of, we're going to color. I colored that so lightly with the gray that this will still be okay with the blue. See? There we go. We made a puddle for him. Okay? I'm good with it, right? Now that's a one-of-a-kind card there. I don't think we can duplicate that one. So, feel free to mail that one to Cindy, right? Perfect. Exactly. So there, we added a puddle for him to be walking in. Life is good. He's going to get some wet toes, but that's okay. And let's clean up this last. I have one more stamp to clean. And then we're going to get this guy put away. And then we can say all the stamps are clean. And that's the beautiful thing about this class is that we didn't duplicate any stamp or sentiment really. So Diane loves it when we do that for in-person class because one stamp set, you could have a whole room full here and using basically one, like sometimes if we just use a stamp twice within a class, then we want to make sure we have two sets when we have in-person class. Okay, so that's what we have for the class today. Just to remind you, I think I showed you these last week, but you might not have seen it. You could have missed it. We have here the next Let's Just Stamp ready to go. It features fruitful blessings, and it is going to be another one potentially where if you don't have the stamp set, figure out what you have at home that you could, and think about the layouts for the class, okay? So we have these 3 cards that we're going to be doing. This one I think is my favorite. There's something about it that just, I love the peacock with the pecan pie. So with that one, we've got all these always have the double mats on the inside, feature some of that new ribbon. You'll need just a focal image to stamp on here and a sentiment. This one is our partridge in a pear tree. It's kind of like Christmas-esque with our pears, and it says wishing you many blessings. You could use it for a fall or a Thanksgiving card, or kind of Christmassy with the red and the wild wheat. And then we've got so Diane and I were thinking pears are Christmassy. Right, so here's our blessings, wishing you many blessings, and then hello friend, you called, and that's the other focal. So this stamp set has 3 focal images. And in this case, you'll get a piece of white paper, and if you don't have these exact flowers, what other fall color, or what other flowers do you have that could work? Or something else. And it's got hello friend, and then got a little sprig on the inside. So all 3 very different cards. So there's no theme really on this one like we did on the last one. Just all 3 different to match the focal stamp set that was used. So this is, it does look so elegant. It's so elegant. And we used some of the new blooming, I lost a gem already. They're the bloomin' blossoms or something, blossoms. I wonder if it's in here. The blossoms, flowering blooms, pearls or something is what they're called. So Yeah. All right. So that's what we got for you next month. Just a reminder, ink, paper, scissors is not till the 31st. I have about 10 left for ink, paper, scissors, you guys. In case you're newer to me and not sure what's going on, I have an ink, paper, scissors card class, and it's featuring 4 fun folds. And this one is coming up the 31st. So that one fits a gift card in here. And then this one was our mystery card layout. So I've got about 10 left, and I think Diane has one more for in-person if you want to do in-person with her. So that's that one. So still taking registrations for this class. And then on Thursday night, you guys, we have the monthly class. And just give me a second, I'll show you the cards for that one. It's a good thing that I went to get these because I realized that we have drawing. We have some winners to announce for these cards here and these cards here. So on Thursday night, you guys, we're going to do the monthly class, which features 3 different stamp sets. And it features Beauty of the Deep, Little Dreamers, and if you do this class, you'll get either pink and green, so you can choose if you need a boy or a girl card. And then this one is the Timeless Arrangements. And that's, you guys, this is 6 o'clock on Thursday. We're going to be doing these cards. Okay, so that's what we got coming up for you. Lots of good stuff headed your way. And we're still in the process of designing September, so we're not anywhere at a point where we're ready to do a showcase, you guys. What is it? It's only the 14th today. We got time. So my plan for this week, you guys, on Thursday, I'm going to be working on designing the suite class for September and the monthly class on Thursday. So Thursday's a design day. So hopefully come Thursday night when we have class, I'll be able to show you some of those classes. And then we're also working on the All About Autumn ink, paper, scissors, which is September's ink, paper, scissors, but technically it's going to be held the first week of October. It's going to be on the 2nd and the 3rd of October for in-person and online. We cannot fit it into the month of September. So it is September's ink, paper, scissors, All About Autumn, but it's the first week of October, just because there's a lot going on in September. So are you guys ready to hear who some winners are for some cards? We have here, if you guys missed seeing this class, you can always go back and watch the replay. This was the June monthly class. It featured Little Monkeys, the Brood for You, and then Squeaker, and this one, The Bottle, and then Timeless Textures. So I have that. You guys can always go back to watch that if you need to or want to see this class. So we're going to do drum roll, but this card goes to Darrell Hoffaker. Yay, Darrell. I have your address. I know where to send that to. Da-da-da. This one goes to Miss Susie Stocks. Yay, Susie. I will be sending this card off to you, this little fun fold. And da-da-da. Hey, little boy. You want to say hi to everybody? This one goes to Dot Gardner. Yay, Dot. Just swinging by to say hi. So you guys, this was out there for the June monthly class. And so congratulations to you guys. I think, Dot, you've won in the past. So I may or may not have your address at the moment. I have to look up. All right. Then, you guys, we did this was the catalog launch party class that we did back in May, I think. So, Squeaker, you are so squeaky. What do you need, buddy? Want to say hi? Okay, you guys, this is little Hunky. He just wanted to say hi. He says, I just woke up from my nap and I'm a little bit tired. I'm trying to find my sister and she's hiding on me. Okay, buddy. Yep, so we just have some prizes to give away yet, buddy. I don't know what you want to do, but you want to go back by your sister, don't you? Okay, well, you get back by her. Okay, all right. He found her. Okay, so da-da-da, you guys. We have some winners here from this class. Again, you can always go back and catch the replay. This one goes to Miss Brenda Shooty. Yay, Brenda. Yay. This one goes to da-da-da, Anna Schaffer. Yay, Anna. I got that one. I have both of your addresses. This one goes to Jean Martelli. So Jean Martelli, I'm not familiar with you, and if you want me to mail you a card, I will definitely need your address, so send that on over to me. And then Nadine Lange, or Lange, L-A-N-G-E, Nadine. That one is for you. And the last but certainly not least, Miss Sherry Everett. Sherry, you get the Moody Mauve one. So, boom. All right. So again, I need Jean and I think Nadine's addresses to mail these cards. And potentially Dot Gardner. Dot, you're going to have to message me if you're watching. I'd love to get your address. So congratulations to all of you lucky ladies. Nice, very nice. Okay. We're also going to do the drawing for those who placed an order to get class for free. So let's go back here and we're going to do a random number generator, you guys. So let's hit the random now. So if you're ever wondering, how do you get signed up for a class? Well, first of all, you just got to let me know you want to take class. I think we said 19 people. So we're going to hit the word generate, and that's going to tell me who a winner is. And when I hit generate, it's going to say it went to number 5. So we're going to go with number 5. Number 5 is Frances Rodriguez. Yay, Frances. You're going to get a door prize from me, girlfriend. Okay, so very cool. We got our door prize done, and we've got all the cards given away. If you're wondering about how you sign up for a class, you need to get your name in my book. And my book is what I use as my Bible for signing people up. If you tell me, oh, I want to take the Let's Just Stamp next month, I just go to wherever Let's Just Stamp is in my book and I just write people's names. And so that's where it's really important that we have good communication. If you want to sign up for anything, text me, email me, Facebook message me, call me anytime. Just call me, as Blondie would say. So we get your name in there and then we figure out, well, do you want to pay for it or do you want to place an order to get it for free? What are your options? If it's one or the other, or if it's like a Stamp-a-Stack or a Stamp and Game Night, or ink, paper, scissors, those are never free. Those are always paid for with X amount or whatever the fee is for class. And sometimes they're order-based only, like that translucent floral. So, okay. Yeah, so that's it though. You just get in touch with me and we get your name in the book and all life is good. All right, you guys, we had a good class. I'm going to go back into the description and make sure I get it updated with... Oh, I just had a thought. I gotta start designing the Wounded Warrior cards. That's gonna be coming up here soon too. Yes, okay. Lots of fun designing, always in the books. So I thought that, or I hope that you guys had a great time. I thought it went well. I will go out and update the description so that if anybody's looking for that video that I did a couple years ago on the beginning part, that's into this description. I have class tonight at 6:15, you guys, and in person, and then we'll be back. Gina has class. What are we in? The 16th. Gina will be live this week, I think. I'm not sure when. She's going to be shipping out her scrapbooking class because she's doing that class next week. I know I'm live with you guys on Thursday, but you guys do you want to see something else that's really cute? I think you're going to say yes. So this is, I'm going to show you where my 2 kittens are hanging out right here. Hang on. Look at this. That's where Honey was sleeping. Oh, yeah, she's going to have that's where Honey was sleeping, way in the back. And little boy was crying for her because he wanted to go back and sleep by her. And now she's officially woken up. And she's with me on the chair, actually. So you can see her. Now she migrated to be sitting with me. Okay. So anyways, there you go. You guys got some more kitten love for me. They're doing good, you guys. The whole family's doing good. All right. I'm going to get my stuff cleaned up. I'm going to be working on posting the next mystery card night, you guys. That is next week, Monday. I believe it's the 21st. We have mystery night. So I have the layout picked, and I'm super excited to share it. It's another fun fold. So I love sharing fun folds with you guys. Easier fun folds that aren't so crazy, right? So good stuff. All right, you guys. I just was watching Honey there. She's a little handball, you guys. All right, you guys. Let me know if you need anything. Until then, lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Yep, she's going to play with my hair for a moment. You guys, we'll talk to you later. I'm going to count to 10 just in case it ends early. So love you a long time. 1, 2, 3.